All right, in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make the golf tee game precisely, which means using constraints. So first, you're going to start a new sketch, and I got to select a sketch plane. I'm going to choose the top sketch plane, and there's my sketch. And then hit P to hide that. We are going to make a triangle to start out with. For that, you're going to use the polygon tool. You want to use the circumscribed polygon, which is the second choice on the drop-down. We're going to choose the origin here to start. I'm going to click, and then it's important that you get this yellow dotted line because we want our triangle to be straight up and be vertical. So I'm going to click, and then it allows me to change how many sides there are. If you just move your mouse, or you can type 3, we're going to set it at 3 sides. So there's our triangle. It is not the correct size, so I'm going to size that. I'm using my dimension tool and type in the correct measurement. So there's our triangle. Now we are going to put our holes, peg holes for the tees on here, but you can't do that just by looking at it. You need accuracy, and we need to measure. If you look at your original drawing, it shows that the first hole is 1/2 inch down. So I'm going to use a construction line. You just click on line, and then I'm going to change it to construction. Construction lines are hidden from the actual drawing, but they help you use them as a reference point. So I'm going to just make sure this is straight down. It's yellow. I'm going to click and change it to 0.5, just 1/2 inch. And that's where my first circle will go. Now, we have a row of circles that goes down the edge here. And so I'm going to make this line, and notice it's yellow when I'm parallel with this line. It tells me I am. So I'm going to come all the way down, make sure it's yellow though, and then click. Okay, and I don't really want to make another one, so I'm going to undo that. And then I'm going to do another line here that's parallel. So I'm going to click my line tool, click here. If it's yellow, we're good because it's parallel. I'm going to go all the way through it right there. And I don't need another line, so I'm going to click there. So now we've got some guide points. Your circles, you'll use the circle tool, click, stretch it as however big you want. It doesn't matter how big you make it because we're going to resize it. So I can click like that, and then I'm going to type in the size, 0.188, enter. And there's my circle. Now, my next circle, I don't know exactly where I need to put it. I know it's on this line, but how far away? If you look at your assignment, your drawing that you're using, it says 0.75. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to make a line right along this yellow one that is exactly 0.75. So I'm just going to click. I'm going to type 0.75, and that is where my next circle will go, is right on that dot. So I'm going to just go ahead and make all these. Okay, so those are all my points for each circle. So I'm going to put a circle here, 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 and here. Now I'm going to do the same going down this side. All I'm doing is clicking a random length, and then it asks me how long I really want it, and I'm just typing in my numbers. So I could make it all the way down here. Doesn't matter, as long as it's on there. I could click here, and then I'm just going to say 0.75, so it backs it all the way up to where I need to go. Much faster typing them in than trying to get them exact. All right, so there are the dots that we need to make our circles. I'm not going to make all the circles, but you're going to make them on each of these dots. We also need to line up our circles going sideways. So I'm going to use the line tool, and we're going to make them going across. Okay. So when you place your circles, I'm not doing all these because the video would take too long. You just click, stretch it, type in the exact size, 0.188, and there you go. Now notice it just made my circle a construction line. That's because I've been having this construction line tool activated this whole time. I don't want that for our circles. We want our circles to actually be real circles. So what I'm going to do is unselect that. I'm going to select my circle, and I'm going to change it back to an object line. Okay. Now, the last thing I want to show you is your circles are going to line up with ones above on the next above row. So if I create a circle here in the middle, there's two ways to do that. If I kind of pan along here, you'll see the little icon says, it's got a little dot there in the middle. That means I'm at the midpoint, which means I'm perfectly placed between this left-hand dot and this right-hand dot. That just says that it's on the line, but right there, I'm exactly halfway. So I can make my circle there. Okay. Another way to do this, which you will need to know later, is you can use a vertical line tool and you can line it up with the one above it. For example, what you can do is you press this vertical tool, you select what you want to be vertical with, okay? And it's not going to align it for me because I'm already aligned, so I get these kind of red constraint messages, which means it's not going to let me move it because I've already got it constrained to something else. But using that tool, you could get this circle aligned with this one vertically. You will need to do that for some of the other stuff. If you get these red kind of error message or whatever, I just hit undo to undo my last action because those will stay there until you fix it. All right, let's say we got all our circles on here. Okay, we're going to extrude this thing. And it was supposed to be extruded 0.75. And notice it's selecting everything except the circles. Okay, that's fine. And I want this at 0.75. Okay, but notice the circles did not get extruded, which is okay. And they're going completely through the object, which we don't want. So what you're going to do, let's go back to sketch 1, which we're going to extrude just the circles. Okay. Let's get in here. I'm extruding on top of an extrude. Never mind. Let's undo that. Let's go back to the original. Let's go back to the original sketch. Okay, let's try that again. No, don't want that.